What's up everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, we're going to be finally unboxing the new engine for the 240SX. This has been a long time coming and I'm super excited to share this moment with you guys because the last time that I saw the engine in person, it was still in many pieces. So this is going to be a lot of fun. The engine was actually completed earlier this year, and to be honest, it's been sitting in my garage ever since, but I'm finally in a position where we can start once again making some serious progress on this car as we build up to the powertrain swap, which is going to be absolutely awesome. I also wanted to explain why I haven't been able to make any progress on this car in the last few months or so. I've had a ton of people asking me about it, especially with the new Jimmy series launching and some of the other things that I've had in the works. Just a lot of questions. I hope to answer all of those in the video. If I haven't, feel free to post them in the comments below. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a pretty stressful year, but I'm happy to say that the stars are aligning and all of the work that I've been putting in the background to get everything prepared for what's about to come is gonna be well worth it, and I cannot wait to bring you guys along for the journey. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this bad boy up, pull it outside, and we'll talk about what's new. The question I've been asked more than anything else in the last 3-4 months or so has been why I haven't, uploaded any content on this, why hasn't there been any progress made, and I blame this. So some of you already know that my wife and I put our house on the market earlier this year. It was probably back in April or so. We thought it was going to sell pretty quickly, and it actually didn't sell until about a month or so ago. The closing is coming very, very soon, which is awesome, so my time in the garage is very, very limited at this point. That's why I've been trying to get the new shop ready, which it's been super stressful. Of course, progress on that's been delayed. I thought I was going to be ready a couple months or so ago, and it was not. My original plan was to start the engine swap first part of the summer, but because the garage didn't happen when I wanted it to, and because this hadn't sold and I didn't know when it was going to sell, I didn't want to just start it here because I'm going to try to learn how to swap the engine myself with the help of friends and whatnot. It's going to be a lot of fun. It might take a little bit more time, but I think it'll be a lot more rewarding at the end of the day. And I didn't want to start that here and then the house sell and I'm like, oh crap, or if something breaks and the house sells and then I have to all of a sudden move the entire operation out there. That would have sucked. So, alleviated at least that headache, so we can start with a clean slate, so to speak, and kick off the garage in a good way with this car, and some Jimmy, and some S10, and hopefully some Chevelle by the end of the year. I had to go ahead and get a jump start on this because I have a lot of video ideas for it, and there were a handful that I needed to get done first before I can do some detailing videos, which people have been asking me to do for quite a while now. That's going to be a lot of fun, but I needed a water source. I don't have a water source at the new shop yet, so I had to hurry up and get a bunch of content done on this so I can get the detailing videos done. It's just been so confusing because I'm not really a vlogger. I don't post a whole lot of personal stuff unless it's on social media. So be sure to check me out on, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. It's SobKyle04 LLC. But the biggest confusing part, doing stuff on this, everybody was like, well, why aren't you making progress on this? And to cap it all off, I just unveiled that custom S10 crew cab project, and everybody was even more confused. It's like, what are you doing? You got this, why don't you finish this first, blah blah blah. It's all part of the master plan, I promise, and that's why I wanted to highlight some more of that in this video, just to give you guys more of an in-depth look of everything that's been going on, because the light is at the end of the tunnel. When you see the shop, it's all going to go into perspective. So back to the whole moving fiasco for another minute. So obviously this has been a big source of my stress for a while, because I know you guys have been really looking forward to content, and that content that I wanted to make has just been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. So thankfully this has been sold. We're probably going to close, or the deal's going to close and stuff sometime within the next month or so. Then we can start the process of building our new house, which is going to be a long and exciting journey. I'll keep you guys, updated via social and stuff with that. But the big news, obviously, for the channel is the garage. So let's go ahead and finish up here. We'll hop in the truck because I don't know about the 240 with the clutch and stuff right now. But yeah, if you've made it this far throughout the video, thank you so much for your patience and support. Just a lot of stuff to talk about. I promise the engine unboxing is coming up next. All right, everyone, welcome to the new shop. So it's 42 feet by 40 feet split up into 3 bays. I'm only going to use the one in the middle right now. The outer portions I've sectioned off to use for house storage, which this is the land that my wife and I purchased a little while back. We'll end up putting our house somewhere in that vicinity, but it's nice and quiet, very open. We are super excited about it, but I'll give you guys a quick tour of the garage after we unbox this engine, so let's get started. Here we go. The engine is right there, and it's been so long since I've messed with all of this stuff, I don't even remember what's all in that right pile. I know the transmission's there just because I can see it. Just a bunch of spare RB25 parts and whatnot, but as far as what's actually in there, your guess is as good as mine. I regret not making more content on this garage because it was a pretty cool process. We basically built it from scratch, and it was a lot of work and it took a lot of time, but it's definitely going to be worth it. It's kind of funny though, like looking at where it is now, even though it's still got a long way to go versus where it was when I first got all of this stuff delivered, there's been a lot of progress made. None of what you see in here now was up. I was still trying to figure out the direction to take the garage. I didn't even have the driveway pad poured out front. Regardless though, a tractor trailer came back in here, we got it all unloaded, brought it to the back, and it's basically been sitting here ever since. It is a shame that I haven't been able to do any powertrain stuff with the car, but, it is what it is with all this crazy moving stuff. But the engine is an RB25. I had it built by Mazworks down in Florida. This whole car has been a learning process for me, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can and do as much as I can, but, I have no idea how to build an engine. I wouldn't even know where to begin, so I decided to trust the professionals on this one and have it done right the first time. I would love to learn how to build an engine one day. It just sounds so cool to be able to put your mark on a vehicle like that and really have that personal bond. But with swapping this thing in, there'll be a ton of opportunities present themselves to learn, unique challenges to overcome and all of that good stuff. So without me continuing to ramble on, there's obviously a lot of stuff we need to get off of here. So let's clear the way so we can crack this box open. I've got a bunch of automotive memorabilia and road signs and stuff I still need to hang up in here, but this thing is going to be absolutely beautiful once it's swapped in. It's a top mount Doc Race turbo manifold, just beautiful welds. That thing's like a work of art. All of the boxes you see to the left are full of 240 stuff. Most of the stuff is, engine swap material, but some restoration stuff too. I bought I guess you would call it a Freddy, a fake gritty manifold or whatever. But when I saw how terrible the quality was, I ended up just spending the extra money and getting the real deal. It's a huge difference in quality, which, of course, I'll talk about it in a future video. And we'll get rid of this, these, and this. Seems that there are several layers to opening this present. Oh, we're so close. Oh my gosh. There it is. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I'm so pumped. Oh my gosh. Got some other stuff I gotta get out of here, so put this off to the side. This. Another big thing right here. These 4 pieces are part of an RB26 cover, which is quite a bit different from the RB25, and I thought, you know, one day if the content made sense, it might be fun to change the looks of it a little bit. This thing looks so epic so far, and we haven't even dove into the plastic yet. So down here is the dipstick, so we'll take that out and put it somewhere safe. Now let's go ahead and get this plastic wrap off. You can actually see the casting down there. It says RB25. That's pretty cool. Those of you who've known me for a long time know that I love red. And even though the 240 is blue, I had to get some red somewhere. Powder-coated crackle finish. That looks so sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now. My voice might start to get a little bit crackly. I've been recovering from a cold, and I've been talking so much today, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Dang, this is incredibly awesome. Look at that freshly painted block. It looks so awesome. And we still have to take this stuff off. It's secured by like blocks and stuff down there, so it's not gonna fall over or anything. This is just a little bit of extra measure holding it to the pallet, but we'll be all right to go ahead and take that off. I gotta see the top of this thing. Ooh, boy. Dang. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So cool. The only thing I'd like to still do is to see if I could find a slightly fancier spark plug cover. It's got a little bit of damage right here. No, it was like that when I got it. Other than that, it's perfect. Well, I guess I'm going to wrap it back up in that plastic. We need to check out everything that's under here right fast. I guess the next step, well, once the lift gets in here, we'll get this up on a stand, we'll see what we got to do on the 240, and then we can get to work. Now let's see everything that's in this pile right here. Oh yeah, these are all the original parts that came off of the engine. So, fan, intake tube, exhaust manifold, water pump, alternator, let's see, intake manifold, a bunch of hoses, all sorts of stuff. I have no idea what or if I'm going to reuse anything out of this box or not, but if you need RB parts, I probably have it, especially if it's stuff like this and this I'm not going to use anyway. If you need it, send me an email and I will set all of that stuff aside. There's the transmission. Got to get that rebuilt. Have a new flywheel, clutch, and everything that's going to go with this. See, oh, the original pistons and stickers. Awesome. Decorate the toolbox a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe there's something creative, decoration-wise, I could do with these pistons. Also, if anybody's looking for spare 240 parts, I have pretty much the entire suspension in here except for the rear lower control arms and one of the rear upper control arms. But I have, you know, the shocks, struts, tension rod brackets. Both of the rear axles are in pretty good shape. All of the calipers. So if you're looking for something, message me. I'll see if it's still in this pile. I was going to get rid of all of this stuff, you know, just for scrap metal or whatnot, because I don't need it anymore. But anyway, if somebody wants to make the drive and come hang out for a bit and just come get some free parts, let me know. It's better than me just throwing it all away. I'll probably end up positioning the lift somewhere in the middle just in case I'm working on a longer car, such as the Chevelle, for example. All LED lights. I actually found that stoplight at a flea market, which is pretty cool. I'm going to get 2 more lights put up there. We have power outlets lining the walls all the way around and across the back. A little entryway right there. I'm not going to do any air conditioning. I just bought a huge fan, which will suffice, especially since it's fall and starting to get colder, thank goodness. It's been an especially humid summer here in North Carolina, but anyway, so it's split up into 3 sections. Because, you know, we're going to be building soon, these outer sections are going to be used for house storage. I've had a lot of questions about that in some of the social media posts, you know, as to why I closed off the middle section. So just going to work in here for now. Once the house is built and all of the mess is, you know, cleared from those outer sections, I'll open it up a little bit more. We'll have extra storage for cars, have some stations. You know, I'd like to be able to paint stuff, powder coat and all that. Guess the possibilities are just about endless. With how YouTube is nowadays and the algorithm and, you know, views just not being nearly as spectacular as, you know, we would like, I'm actually shifting direction into doing more project videos. That's why I've been gearing up for the Jimmy. We got the S10 Crew Cab, the Chevelle eventually, and we're kicking back off with the 240SX. It's so much fun. It's a lot more work, there's a lot more overhead, so partnering with brands is gonna make, you know, a huge difference in our ability to produce content regularly and to, you know, the typical high degree that I've always tried to do, you know, to film or edit my videos at. So yeah, it's kind of a bold new direction. It's a little stressful, but I'm kind of thinking it'll end up being somewhere along the lines of 2/3 project content and the rest of it's going to be reviews. So I'm not going to stop doing reviews, but I just want to kind of take things back a little bit to the point where, you know, YouTube used to be like fun before it started to become a job and then competitive, and then to the point where you realize that, you know, YouTube is in complete control of your own destiny and, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So we're gonna just start having fun. You know, your feedback and suggestions are gonna be vital to this whole new direction. If you have any ideas for the project cars, you wanna see certain types of videos, don't be shy. You know, send me an email, post a comment below. We're gonna have a lot of fun together and create some really unique content. And as I figure out how to not, you know, screw things up working on cars and whatnot, we'll be able to do stuff to an even greater degree in the shop. It's gonna give us the opportunity to do that. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'll talk about this a lot more during the lift install video. Anyway, it's gonna be great. If you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like below, and if you subscribe, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you can hopefully get notified of new uploads. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.